talk about this great opportunity to be head coach here at the Hartford Athletic. How you feeling?
I feel great. It's a bittersweet moment for me because obviously I had been with Tab for the most part of the last 9 years, and now having him, leave and I'm taking over, it's sort of bittersweet. But at the end of the day, this is part and parcel of our business. It's about winning and results, and unfortunately for him, the results didn't come. I'm going to do my best to turn this thing around and hopefully get more wins under our belt and make a run at the playoffs.
You were here when Tab first got hired. When you think about the expectations that this club has,
Yeah.
I mean, you're 6 points out of the playoffs, but what then does that say about the future of the team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, the future of the team, as far as I'm concerned and how I look at it, I really believe in this group. I think this group has underperformed, and it's my job to make sure that they're performing at the level they can. And if they can do that, I think wins will come, results will come. So I'm very optimistic about the future and the near future, meaning, we go to Loudon, and that's the first thing that we need to concentrate on. Game at a time, get one win under our belt, get a little confidence with these guys, and hopefully we can make a run down the stretch.
You come in, normally when there's a coaching change in the middle of the season, it's a coach inheriting an entirely new group of players, but that's not the case here. You sort of helped build this team with Tab, and now you're coming in as the head coach yourself. How much does that sort of aid the transition, and how much is it going to help you guys in the short term?
I think this transition is smoother because obviously I've worked with these players. It's not like I've come in and it's like you said, it's a bunch of new players that I've never worked with. So they're familiar with me, the way I think, the way I behave. So that familiarity is going to help us a lot. But again, I go back to what I said before. I really believe in this group, and I think this group. Obviously we went through a patch where Elvis was out with an injury. Kembo has been out with an injury for a while. So that's hurt us a little bit, but now we're at a good moment. Elvis is back, full time. Kembo is pretty close to being back full time. And the rest of the group also, I believe that this group can do a lot better than we have. We definitely are not the team that our record reflects.
Yeah, it sort of seems like, through that patch, you've tried a lot of different formations, and the defensive issues, the going the full 90, and it's the same issues that's sort of been persisting. What sort of further changes are you sort of planning to make? Or can we expect huge lineup shifts, or is it going to be more of the same?
Well, I mean, we're going to play differently for sure. But number one priority for me is making sure that we don't leak goals. I think we're the highest in terms of giving up goals in the league, and we need to stop that. We need to put a stop to that. Giving up goals and easy goals, in fact. And as long as we can shore up our defending, and it's not just our back line, it's the whole team defending as a unit, then we can give ourselves a chance in each game to be able to score one or two and try to get some results. But you can't keep giving up goals and expect to win games. And that's what's happened so far in the year. We're hoping to change that come Monday.
Only with your experience with the national team, especially at the younger levels, you've seen the development of the game pretty much. You've got mixes of ages, a bit of a younger group, but how does some of that experience translate into how you communicate with these guys and how to get them to do what you want them to do?
Well, it's a good question because working with the youth players, I've worked with 16 and 17-year-olds for the main part with the national team. Your job is to teach. Your job is to develop players. And I don't think it's anything different here. I think as much as we think these guys know it all, because they're pros, even the 30-year-olds, they sometimes with certain things, they struggle. So you got to constantly coach. You got to constantly keep developing these guys, especially with the fact that, I don't know exactly, but we have 13 or 14 new players, right? They've come from all different backgrounds, all different coaching styles and game models. So now to put them together, it takes a lot of coaching to make sure that they're all on the same page. And that's my job. That's really what I need to do. And if you've been here the last couple of days, you see I'm out there, I'm barking instructions, I'm making sure that everybody is in the right place. In terms of style of play or how we're going to play with lineup changes and things like that, look, there's a couple things. I'm not going to get into details. There's a couple ways that are going to be our default systems of play. And we might change from game to game, but it's going to be a small tweak. It's not going to be big lineup changes. I do intend to use the full roster, meaning that, if there's 11 players, I intend to use all my five subs. Obviously, it depends on the game and how the game is going. We're winning, we're losing, whatever the case may be. But I'd like to keep everybody involved, make sure that everybody is engaged, their fitness level is not dropping. And hopefully through these rotations, we can keep everybody on the same page. And no matter who we put in what position, we can still get the results we want.
What was your first training session? Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I know you don't have a large sample size, but
Yeah.
just what's it been like watching these guys, switch their mind to head coach Omid now?
Yeah, it's been great, to be honest with you. I think I told them just now after the training session, one thing I asked from them prior to actually getting on the field yesterday is we need to raise our intensity level. And I feel like our intensity level was not at the level it needs to be for us to win games. And to their credit, the last 2 days, the intensity level has been very high. They've tried to absorb, the information that I give them as much as they can. And there's a shift in the way we're going to play. So, they're trying to adjust. They're trying to, grab as much information as they can. But it's really been good. I'm very happy, very, very optimistic about what the future can bring.
How did you start your first training session?
We talked a little bit about, we sat here actually as a group. We talked a little bit about the change and the way I look at the game and how things were going to flow in terms of our practice sessions and the weeks and our monthly schedule. But mainly talk about are we willing to do what it takes to win the games? Because so far the underperformance comes down to the fact that maybe not in every game were we willing to do what it takes to win. The desire, the commitment. And some of it has to do with fitness. I believe we're behind a little bit in terms of fitness with some of the other teams. And if you look at the practices and the intensity that we've had in the last couple of days, if we can keep this up throughout, that fitness level is going to incrementally get better and increase. So that's the goal. And hopefully we can start with a win here on Monday and then go from there.
Last question for you is just what do you want to say to the fans who have stuck with you guys?
No, look, the fans are brilliant here. I remember when I came here last year with 6 or 7 games left, I couldn't believe the atmosphere here. But to be honest with you, I hadn't heard much about Hartford. Haven't been in the MLS with Houston. So when I came here and I saw the support, I was taken back. And this year, with all the underperformance and the losses and really giving up leads at home when we're winning games, they've stuck by us. And I really appreciate that. I hope that they give us a chance and come back and see us improve and get some wins and make them proud.
Long term, at the end of the season, still almost half the season to play. What is your expectation for this team come the playoffs?
First of all, it's we have a little bit more than half the season left, so yeah, that's on our side. But first, the imminent goal is to get into the playoffs. When you get into the playoffs in this league or any league, basically, it's really anybody's game. You can get on a hot streak, you can get on a run and go all the way. But look, as long as we get in the playoffs, we've taken a good step in the right direction. I'll just direct you to a few years back. I think it was a couple years back where Orange County got in the last day of the season, and they made a run and they won the championship. So it's not out of reality that we can do that, but I'm not even thinking about that. My goal is Monday against Loudoun, game at a time, and then get into the playoffs. Those are the things we're looking at short term and long term.